I thought Akron is a very good team. They played hard. They got Johnson inside. He's a load to stop, and they got three-point shooting around them. Very, very difficult to stop a team like that. But we did a much better job than we did the previous two games, and I'm proud of my guys, the way they fought. And, you know, the sky's the limit for us. We got a lot of good talent returning for next year, and looking forward to next season.
Pep, for you first, if you would. The first two tournament games, you guys had been very good offensively in the second half. In your eyes, what was the struggle offensively in the second half?
I felt we just didn't make shots down the stretch that we needed. Akron, they're a good team. They started pulling away at the end, and that's the game. Sometimes you make them, sometimes you don't, and that summed it all up. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes.
Antoine, Coach just talked about a bright future. I know tonight you're probably still going over in your head the things that might have changed to make this a victory, but as a freshman, what did you learn from the season and specifically from your experience in this tournament?
I learned a lot this season. Consistent. You got to be consistent every night. You got to bring energy every time you lace your shoes up and get on the floor. Just a lot, you know. I learned a lot from our seniors. You know, just they pick me up, you know, sometimes when I'm down. And, you know, in the game of basketball, you know, bringing that energy from the jump, you know, that's very important. You know, throwing that first punch is very important. And we had a great year, you know, and I feel like we're gonna be back.
Antoine, in your eyes, what was different from this game in comparison to the first two MAC tournament games?
The difference. We had a couple times where, you know, we had miscommunications, you know, but that's gonna happen, you know, in the game of basketball. A couple turnovers, you know, that I feel that we shouldn't have had, but, you know, again, you know, that has something to do with basketball as well. You know, can't get it back, you know, but what I can say is, you know, we will definitely be back next year, and we're going to win the championship. That's our intentions.
I like that.
For both of you, the stretch run was really tough. You lost 10 of your last 11, I think, and not that you weren't in a lot of those games, but you didn't finish them. And then you get to this tournament, and you beat the number 5 seed and the number 4 seed, and 12 minutes left in this game, you're with the number 1 seed. What clicked the last week, and what made the difference that convinced you guys that you didn't have to go disappear right away?
Number 1 seed, number 2 seed, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8. It's all numbers, you know. It's all numbers, and that's how we look at it. We feel like we could compete with anybody. You know, we play the game of basketball just like they do, you know. So, you know, just like how they feel they can beat us, we feel like we could beat them as well, you know. So all the seed rankings and all that stuff is all numbers. We here to win a basketball game.
Just after regular season, our coach always told us that the records don't matter. You know, like we come in and it's 0-0, so we felt like we can play with anybody, and we showed that the first two games and this last game too, but it just didn't work out for us.
I've got one for each of you guys. Antoine, I want you to go first. What's going to have to happen for BG basketball to make that prediction that Coach likes so much come true?
Just believing in one another, you know, staying together, all buying into the system, all being on the same page at all times, and just knowing that we can compete and beat anybody, you know, and that's what championship teams do.
And Pep, as a senior, will you talk a little bit about this last week? How does that affect how you view this whole season? I mean, does it wipe out a lot of the struggles in February in your eyes? How does this affect how you view this season and obviously your career at BG?
I don't think it wipes out anything, but I'm just proud of our guys and how we finished. And it's about how you finish. And I'm just proud of my team, proud of the coaching staff, and just proud that we could represent BG here at the MAC tournament. And I think big things are coming for BG in the near future.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coach, were you afraid to go down and double Johnson there because they shoot the three so well when he'd catch the ball down in the block?
I wouldn't say afraid, but we didn't want to leave their shooters. The biggest thing, the issues that we had with them in the previous games were we gave up 16 threes the first game and they beat us. We gave up 19 the second game and they beat us. So they weren't going to beat us with threes. If Johnson was going to beat us, then so be it. But they couldn't beat us with threes. They made 9 today, and they averaged 12, so we were able to hold them under. You know, it's basketball. Things go their way, then it doesn't go our way, and that's the game.
Coach, if you would, the recipe for these wins the last week has been really good shooting in the second half, locking down on them defensively in the second half. How did this game, in your eyes, differ from those first 2 tournament games?
The first 2 tournament games, we were able to take away the team's strength, which was Kent was Jimmy Hall. We were able to take him out of the game, and that was the difference against Central. We were able to take Racing and Fowler out of what they normally do. Everything that they got yesterday was tough shots that they had to take. And when Fowler's taking those shots, that means he's not getting the rest of those guys involved. So we were able to take that away. Tonight, we wanted to take away that three-point shooting, which we did. Johnson was just a little too much. And, you know, I just didn't want to start doubling, and now they're getting 16 threes again. That's what they want to do. You know, they're a three-point shooting team. That's how they live. That's how they die. And we just didn't want them to beat us with threes. And we were right there. We were right there. You know, y'all saw the game. Y'all knew what happened in the game. I mean, it's not the NBA, so I'm not going to say anything. But y'all know it's something that, you know, you have to understand, you know, the difference in the game. The numbers doesn't matter. I mean, one, as Antoine just said, the numbers don't matter. Now we're playing basketball. It doesn't matter what seed you are. We're coming to play a game. And, you know, it's frustrating, but it is what it is. Akron is still a good team. I think they have a great chance to win the MAC championship.
Without counting from 1 to 9, how do you get a team, the 12th seeded team, to believe that it can go out and beat anybody?
One game at a time is what we always talked about. It wasn't about the numbers, and it was always about one game at a time. My team believed, and the numbers show, we can beat anybody. We had Ball State beat. We were up 16 with 9 minutes left in the game. We went 4 for 22. That's on us. That's our team. We had Kent State beat, and we gave up 21 points on 19 offensive rebounds. That's us. So, you know, when you look back at the games that we lost, we had an opportunity to win the game that we let slip away. Western Michigan is another one. We go 15 for 32 from the free throw line and lose by 6. I mean, we were right there giving ourselves a chance to win. We just couldn't finish. So our guys believe that we can beat these teams, and that was the difference going in. And our guys believed, never gave up, no matter what the record was. We took every game one at a time. We didn't look forward, and we definitely didn't look back. You know, so I didn't want to, you know, harp on what happened before, because then they'll be thinking about that instead of trying to beat our next opponent. So we always took it one at a time, and we got to the tournament. Our guys were relaxed and ready to go.
Coach, looking ahead to next year, you're the 12th seed coming into this tournament right now. You just faced number 1. What will it take for BG to become a team like Akron or a program like Akron?
It takes time. It's not something that's going to happen overnight. It's something that you build. And, Coach Danbrot's been there for forever. So he's been about 12 years, so he's built it up over time. And I think we can do the same. You have to get players. That's the main thing in college basketball. You have to have players. I mean, I can be a coach that knows everything about basketball, X's and O's, but if I don't have any players, it doesn't matter what I know. So, the main thing is you have to get the right talent in, and that's going to take time. Thank you.